Hello there and welcome back to another episode of Living in a Van with Daniel. Today we're not really going to be living in the van. It's going to be our last day on our road trip here to Minnesota. Although I am in Wisconsin right now, I'm just across the border. But it looks like the wind is going to be picking up and it's going to start raining soon. So we better get back on the road. I'm heading back home to South Dakota. Then when we get there, I've got to figure out what to do about my battery situation and then also do some upgrades on the van by adding things that I found that would be useful to me while I'm traveling. Now the first thing I'm going to do actually, since I'm at a paid campground and there are vault toilets nearby, is I'm going to go ahead and get my gray water tank from underneath the sink and go ahead and dump that into one of the toilets because it's been filling up for about a week and it already had water in it when I left because I forgot to dump out the extra from testing. So it is almost full. So this container, well, it's not too heavy. It's about, I think it's 5 gallons when it's full, so 40 pounds, which is not bad. It's not 100% full, so maybe it's like 35 or something like that right now. All right, well, it's pretty echoey in here, so you can probably hear me. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't smell. It actually kind of helped the toilet smell better. This is mostly just soapy water. So the way I see it, we're doing everybody a favor. You're welcome. If you didn't watch my last video, we camped out at this camp spot. So if you want to see that, of course, check that out. It's the video right before this one. Really nice campground, actually. And some really cool hiking trails, beautiful scenery out here in Wisconsin. If I'm being completely honest, I think the Wisconsin side is better. But that's just because I like high overlooks and cliffs and rocks and things like that. But both sides are really nice. All right, so we're heading out now. We've got about a 5.5 hour drive home. It's probably going to take a little bit longer than that, as it usually does. It's currently 1 o'clock right now, because actually we gained an hour. I forgot, because it is time change Sunday. Probably going to take 6 or 7 hours to get home, so let's get back on the road. Alright, well, we're at Costco right now, just outside of Minneapolis. I stopped to use the bathroom because I need to go. And then also, I've had like a squeaking noise like for a while, and it's getting pretty bad to where it's pretty much constant anytime I'm going straight. And I'm pretty sure it's an issue with the brakes. So I'm gonna see if I can check that out. So I was looking for a piano here in Costco. Last time I was at a Costco, I practice piano in public, and it really helps for performance, and it helps me also learn fast. The only problem is I don't have my music with me, so I don't exactly have this memorized. I'm actually impressed with how far I was able to get without any music, because normally I wouldn't be able to do that. So when I first got out of the van, I did this off camera, but I kind of went around to each of the tires because it sounds like it's coming from this side, that squealing noise that I keep getting. And this, actually, it's still very warm compared to the other tires, which are not at all. So I have a feeling something's going on here with something. I don't know. I'm not really an expert, but essentially when I'm going straight, it squeals, and then anytime I turn, it's fine. And then typically when I hit my brakes just a little bit, it'll stop as well, and then it'll start up again as soon as I release the brake. Because there was some squealing happening off and on, but it seems to be like this is the worst it's ever been, basically. Not exactly sure what's going on. Well, we just got out of the auto center here at Walmart, and they said they don't really do brakes. I'm kind of searching around. It was about a 15-minute drive here to Walmart, and there was no more squeaking noise, so I'm not exactly sure is it gonna be okay or not, because I really need to get home.
Hi, how may I help you?
Hey, so I'm wondering if you guys would be able to take a look at brake issue, or maybe just an opinion.
It was really hard.
Well, our friend Isaac from Tire Plus Total Car Care says that we're good. I told him I haven't driven it in quite a while, since over the 3 or 4 months that I was finishing the build out. He said it was most likely just burning off rust and that I should be good. So we're gonna take it home. We'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I didn't actually know what this thing was until I stopped here, but it was off the highway. And I always like stopping at places like this while on road trips, so I figured why not? We are gonna make a stop at Minnesota's largest candy store. Very interesting. Well, there's a lot going on in here, and they only take cash or check, so I do want to buy something, but it's kind of massive in here. So they've got this kind of themed area here, like this whole painted thing, which is pretty sick. They got statues of all the superheroes and stuff like that. It's kind of sick. I don't even know what to look for. This place is massive. Cigarettes. That's what I'm talking about. We got a space theme in here. We got the Death Star. I think that's the Death Star 2, maybe. Naboo fighters. Decorated in here, space theme. Pretty cool. And I'm looking for candies that I really like, and then stuff that maybe my parents haven't had in a long time. Seeing if I can pick them up some candy too. Ooh, they have now and laters. I have not had these in so long, but I do remember the banana ones are disgusting. We'll try pineapple too. We're finished up in there. I was dying in there. It was super hot in there, basically. I should not have worn my jacket and beanie. I don't know if they have it at like 80 degrees in there for some reason, but we made out with a nice stash. Apparently that is the world's largest jigsaw puzzle. If you're ever on the 169 in between Belle Plaine and Jordan here in Minnesota, you should come and check it out. It's pretty cool. They've got a very wide selection of candy, and also chips and honey and drinks and apple butter. I got some apple butter, but they've got a lot of cool stuff. There's something in there for everybody. I think I spent like $40, so it's already dark out, so we're gonna knock out the rest of this drive, and I'll see you guys at home. So there it is again. We're going about 30 miles an hour right now. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Yeah, so it's still happening. I don't know. I'm gonna pull over right now. So the rim here it's warm to the touch, but not enough that it hurts my hand. I did check all of the other ones. They're not really warm at all. So it is definitely this one here, but like, it's not even that bad. It's kind of annoying, but I don't know. We're gonna keep on moving. All right, well, we made it home pretty much at exactly 9:45 because we forewent any fast food or food stops. I just kind of snacked on food I had here in the van: raspberries, Mountain Dew, Gatorade, Nature Valley peanut butter bars. If you didn't know, I am sick. And Mom has got some beef stew and biscuits going for, well, not really for me, but it just happened that way. But I cannot wait to sleep in my normal bed and get a normal shower. Hey there, so it's been almost a week since I've arrived back home, and I'm going to be doing some tests on my battery because, as you guys may know, if you've watched my previous videos, I seem to be having an issue with my house battery that powers all of my electrical inside of the van. So I have disconnected my battery. I did that a couple days after I arrived home, and I kept it in the house, kind of let it warm up and just relax in the house for a little bit. But today was a really nice day. It got up almost to 60 degrees in the middle of November, which is crazy. The sun is pretty much almost set, so we're not really getting a whole lot of charge into our battery anymore, but it is almost at 100%. So this says it's at 100%. It says 13.4 volts, and we're really not getting any charge from our solar panel anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off our switch for that. And then I will also show you guys the app that the battery connects to. Hopefully you guys can see that here. It's saying 97.5%, 195 amp hours of capacity, and well, it's saying 13.1 volts, which is a bit weird. Saying we're currently drawing 1.6 amps, and that's probably just from the lights that I have on. But I'm going to use a voltmeter to test here, and I'll show you guys what we're getting. Try to get in here. It's not exactly the easiest to get in here. Let's go ahead and turn on some lights and switch our voltmeter on. I'll just point the camera down at the voltmeter and hope that you guys can see it. We're kind of getting reflection from the light. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and touch to the terminals. We're getting about 13.2 volts. And then what I'm going to do later, because work isn't exactly over yet, so I'm going to go back inside, finish up some work, and then I'm going to come out here and run a test to see how much capacity we actually have in the battery. Alright, well, as you can see, obviously it is nighttime right now, and I am setting the Starlink up right now over here so I can get internet, and because it draws a decent amount of power, so that'll help me with testing the battery, obviously. There's a router up there, the power supply is also up there, and then connected to our wall outlet. I do not have the inverter on yet because I'm still going to connect my Xbox. So I'm going to be using my Xbox, my TV, and the Starlink all at once to try to draw a decent amount of power and basically to get a rough real-world calculation of my battery capacity. So I've got the heater running for a little bit right now, which is that kind of background noise that you can hear, just because it's kind of cold. It's about, the camera never wants to pick this up, but it's 55 degrees inside the van right now. I have it set to 65. The heater doesn't take a whole lot of power generally, except when it first starts. So according to the app, we are sitting at 3.2 amps. And our current capacity is 194.4 amp hours out of 200 amp hours, which is the size of my battery. So I'm going to keep the heater running a little bit, but I'm not going to run it the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and turn my inverter on here. It's currently 9:19, so I'm going to set a stopwatch to see how long the battery lasts. And even though these lights don't use a whole lot of electricity, I'm going to turn them off anyway because I really don't need them on. It's looking like now in our app we're getting about 11.5 amps of draw. It just went down to 11.3. Our world just loaded in here. We're going to try to play for a little bit, see what happens. And we still got our timer going. Okay, so our inverter is starting to make some weird noises right now. It's currently almost 3 in the morning. You can probably hear that. I'm going to go ahead and turn the Xbox off though. And that kind of stopped the noise, so I think I should probably turn the inverter off right now. Like I said, I did have a timer set, so we've been running the battery for about 5.5 hours. The battery's not dead, obviously, because we have lights, but our app is telling us that we're currently at 11.2 volts right now. I'll have to check that tomorrow with the voltmeter, but I think I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go to bed, and then I'll check in tomorrow with you guys, and we'll try to drain the battery some more, because I want to be 100% sure that we actually have 100% of our battery capacity. Okay, so it's actually 2 days later now, and I didn't really get any of this on camera. The following day after I did my little test of playing Xbox in here for like 5 hours, I came out here and I was running just like the lights up here for maybe like 5 minutes, and the battery died on me again. So, and that was only after using roughly 80 to 100 amp hours. So my battery is supposed to be 200 amp hours, as you can see there. And we're only getting about half, if not a little bit less than that capacity out of our battery. So not good. I think it is permanently damaged. And I don't know how it happened, but my best assumption is that I damaged it in the cold during more than likely my first trip, but maybe my last one as well, because as you guys know, I do like to go to cold places to snowboard. I like being up in the mountains and things like that during the winter, and that's something I'm going to be doing this winter as well. So I'm going to have to be a lot more mindful of the temperature of my battery when charging it. So I did go ahead and bite the bullet, and we've already put in an order for another battery, but I actually bought a bigger one this time. So I bought a 300 amp hour battery. It is self-heated this time, whereas this battery was not, so hopefully that should help with some of those issues. And I am still just going to be careful with charging the battery during, in cold temperatures. My van at this point, since it's fully built out, has a lot better insulation and is able to keep in the heat better. When my new battery arrives, I'll run some tests on the new battery with my solar charge setup here inside the van, and test like the self-heating function and things like that. I'll see you guys when the new battery arrives. I did finally get the battery, and it's been sitting in here for a while. The old battery, I'm just storing it underneath the bed here because, well, it's not dead, but it just doesn't have the capacity that I need anymore. I also did get an AC to DC charger, so I'll be able to charge just off of regular AC outlets. If I need to, with an extension cord or anywhere where I can get AC power, I'll be able to charge that way, so that'll be nice. I did already charge this to full, and I actually did use the AC to DC charger to test on my old battery, and I wasn't able to get it past, I think, 13.2 volts. So definitely does not have its full capacity like it should, so won't be using that one anymore. So today I actually wanted to put some latches on the drawers that don't have any. I just put the battery in there, so those lights kind of came on. So those two right there, and then this one right here for my pots and pans. I think those are the only ones that I left without latches. I don't want my drawers opening on me while I'm driving. That did happen twice while I was driving around in Minnesota, 2 or 3 times until I figured out every time I turn left, I need to reach back with my hand this way to keep them closed. So we're gonna fix that so I don't have to do that anymore, and my drawers will stay closed while I'm driving. Okay, so I got one of the latches on right there, if you can see that. This was kind of the only place I could put it, because if I open up this drawer, this spacing here isn't really enough on either of these, so I'm probably gonna have to do the same for the top drawer that I have over there right now. But hopefully this should add a little bit of strength to keeping it closed. The only way I would really be able to test it is by putting some stuff in here and driving around with it, but we'll see. This is not that easy. Really should have done this before. But we're doing it now, it's okay. I've had to take this drawer out like 5 times already. We've got both drawers back in, and they do have their latches on. You can see this one is right here up top, and then, well, actually that one is not very visible, but it's actually right there at the bottom, so they're very close to each other. But I filled this drawer up with a lot of stuff, so it's pretty heavy. This one just has clothes, and honestly, if it turns out that just the stuff that I have in there is too heavy, then I'll just have to pack lighter, and as long as it's packed full, I think it'll have less of an opportunity for things to slide and then push the drawer open. So honestly, I could just drive it around town, just make a bunch of left turns and see how it works. So I think we'll do that. All right, so we're in the van today, and the battery's not in there, so I've just got the back lights from the van on. So, but hopefully you'll be able to see the drawer back here, which we did put our 2 latches on, as you saw. So I'm gonna drive around town a little bit and give it a test and see if they'll stay closed. Right, so I'm gonna take a left turn right here, and hopefully it doesn't open. So far it hasn't opened, so that's a good sign. And I'm taking these turns kind of fast. So it looks like our test run there should be good. Not exactly replicating like everything that the van's gonna go through while driving, but I'd say it's good enough, and I'm gonna take more of those latches, and I've always got my tools with me while I'm traveling, so I can always add some more to these drawers. But I'm pretty satisfied with our results. So even with all of this stuff in there, I mean, some of it kind of moved around, but drawers didn't open, so happy about that. It is pretty cold in here right now, so I think it's like 10 degrees. Go ahead and turn these lights off, but I think in the next video we're probably going to be leaving home permanently, and we're going to get back on the road. Make sure our door's locked, and it's chilly out here, kind of windy. So yeah, the next time you're going to see me, we're going to be leaving home permanently to travel in the van. So stay tuned for that. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.